Good day, everyone. I'm Belle Clada, and we will be tackling about the participation and teaching assistantship with the topic The Teacher We Remember. Together with me are Grace and Andrade, Kira Balzado, and Krizzia-an Canillo. Before we continue to the topic, we have to set our objective first. We need to cite the personal qualities of an effective teacher as well as to state the professional competencies that the teachers are expected to have. What tasks should a teacher remember? First is to be reminded of the personal and professional qualities that they show and embody. Also, a teacher shall leave an imprint of himself or herself on its students. A teacher should leave a good impression to his or her students as well as to the stakeholders so that the people
In the
around
teaching
him or
profession,
her remember
learning
her because of her
is
good
a lifelong
qualities as a
process.
person
It
and
is
as
a
a
never
teacher.
ending journey in which a teacher must be more focused and is not afraid for the challenges that they might face in their teaching career. Now, what are the qualities of a good teacher? The qualities of a good teacher is based on the Philippine Professional Standards for Teacher as well as the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers in the Philippines. But what makes a good teacher great? Teaching is one of the most complicated jobs today. It demands broad knowledge of subject matter, curriculum and standards, enthusiasm, a caring attitude, and a love of learning knowledge of discipline and classroom management techniques, and a desire to make a difference in the lives of young people. With all these qualities required, it's no wonder that it's hard to find a great teacher. Now, what is the power of the teacher? According to Rita Pearson, how powerful would our world be if we had kids not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think, and who had a champion? Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. Is this job tough? You betcha. But it is not impossible. We can do this. We're educators and we're born to make difference.
Good day, everyone. My name is Grace and H. Andrade, and I will be discussing the four career stages of the teacher. The Philippine Professional Standard for Teachers gives us four career stages for teachers. The career stage 1, when we are the beginning teachers. Teachers at this stage are those who have gained the qualifications recognized for entry into the teaching profession. Teachers at this stage are supported to reach the career stage 2 within 2 to 3 years. So they are fresh graduate teachers. They have strong understanding of the subject or areas in which they are trained in terms of content knowledge and pedagogy. It manages learning programs and have strategies that promote learning based on the learning needs of their students. They are also seek advices from their experienced colleague or senior teachers to consolidate their teaching practice. Now let us proceed to the career stage 2, or what we call the proficient teachers. Teachers at this stage are professionally independent in the application of skills vital to the teaching and learning process. This stage shows the acceptable standards for all teachers, which should be reached within the first 2 or 3 years of teaching. They display skills or mastery of skills in planning, implementing, and managing learning programs. They are collaborative learning with the professional community and other stakeholders for mutual growth and advancement. They are also reflective practitioners who continually consolidate the knowledge, skills, and practices of the career stage 1 teachers. Now let us proceed to the career stage 3 or highly proficient teachers. They consistently display a high level of performance in their teaching practice. They are accomplished practitioners who mentor and work collegially with other staff. This is the stage that master teachers are expected to be at. They have also high education focused situation cognition and are more adept at problem solving and optimize opportunities gained from experience. They work collaboratively with colleagues and provide them support and mentoring to enhance their learning and practice. Now, let us proceed to the career stage 4 or what we call the distinguished teachers. Teachers at this age embody the highest standards for teaching grounded in global best practice, so they are globally competitive. They are recognized as leaders in education, contributors to the profession, and initiators of collaborations and partnerships. They exhibit exceptional capacity to improve their own teaching practice and that of others. They also consistently seek professional advancements and relevance in pursuit of teaching quality and excellence. It exhibits commitment to inspire the education community and stakeholders for the improvement of education provision in the Philippines. That would be all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Balzado, and I'm going to introduce to you the DepEd Order 42 series of 2007, which is the national adoption and implementation of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers. So the purpose of this is to set out clear expectations of teachers along the well-defined career stages of professional development from beginning to distinguished practice. It also engages teachers to actively embrace a continuing effort in attaining proficiency. Let's go with the NCBTS or the National Competency-Based Teacher Standards. It has 37 strands along with 7 domains. So the purpose of NCBTS is to define the desired practice of effective teaching. NCBTS is a formative process that encourages teachers in taking personal responsibility of their own growth and professional advancement with the goal of promoting student learning. It is an integrated theoretical framework that defines the different dimensions of effective teaching, where effective teaching means being able to help all types of students learn the different learning goals in the curriculum. So those 7 domains are the following. Domain 1, social regard for learning. This focuses on the idea that teachers serves as a positive and powerful role models of the value in the pursuit of different efforts to learn. This includes the teacher's actions, statements, and different types of social interaction with students exemplify this idea. The second domain is the LE or the learning environment. This domain focuses on the importance of providing a social, psychological, and physical environment within which all students, regardless of their individual differences in learning, can engage in the different learning activities and work towards attaining high standards of learning. The third domain is the diversity of learners, or the DOL. This domain emphasizes the ideal that teachers can facilitate the learning process even with diverse learners by recognizing and respecting the individual differences and by using knowledge about their differences to design diverse sets of learning activities to ensure that all learners can attain the desired learning goals. The fourth domain is the curriculum. The domain refers to the elements of teaching learning process that work in convergence to help students understand the curricular goals and objectives. Also, to attain high standards of learning defined in the curriculum. These elements include the teacher's knowledge of the subject and the learning process, also the teaching learning approaches and activities, instructional materials, and the learning resources. The fifth domain is the PAR, or the planning, assessing, and reporting. This domain refers to the alignment of assessment and planning activities. In particular, the PAR focuses on the number one, use of assessment data to plan and revise teaching learning plans. Second is integration of assessment procedures in the plan and implementation of teaching learning activities. And the third one is the reporting of the learner's actual achievement and behavior. The sixth one is the community linkages, or the CL. This domain refers to the ideal that classroom activities are meaningfully linked to the experiences and aspirations of learners in their homes and communities. Thus, this domain focuses on teachers' effort directed at strengthening the links between schools and communities to help the attainment of the curricular goals. The last one is the PGPD, or the Personal Growth and Professional Development. This domain emphasizes on the idea that teachers value having a high personal regard for teaching profession, concern for professional development, and continuous improvement as teachers.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Krizzia-an Canillo, and I'll be introducing to you the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers in the Philippines. So we have oath to act and relate, and oath to act and behave as a person. Next is the ECCA Teacher Competency Framework for Southeast Asia. So for the content knowledge, pedagogic practice and assessment, the competent ECCA teacher understands the child's holistic development and learning. They also facilitates child development and learning. Next is the learning environment. So competent ECCA teacher establishes a nurturing, inclusive, and safe environment. So they also promotes health, nutrition, safety, and protection. So for the engagement and collaboration, the competent ECC teacher networks and collaborates with relevant stakeholders to promote ECCE. They also engages parents, families, and caregivers as partners in ECCE. Last is the professional development. So, the competent ECC teacher ensures continuous personal growth and professional development. So, the ECCE landscapes are we have the national policies and governance, the national or state or environment or context, and lastly is the supporting resources. So the examples of national policies and governance are the national laws, teaching frameworks or standards, qualification standards, and professional ethical standards. For the national or state environment or context, we have the socioeconomic, political, cultural, and spiritual landscape. And lastly, for the supporting resources, the examples are we have the public and private funding for ECCE programs, activities, and infrastructure.
And that would be all. Thank you.